Caesar was chosen consul for the 4th time and went into Spain to make war with the sons of Pompey, who were very young. The greatest battle fought between them in this civil war was here, at Munda, and they put Caesar himself in great danger of his life. He slew 30,000 of them in the field and lost of his own men 1,000 of the best he had. This was the last war that Caesar made. And on his return to Rome, the people named him Perpetual Dictator.
Hail Caesar! Hail Caesar! Hail Caesar!
Caesar! Caesar!
Safe conscience, which is indeed, sir, a mender of bad soul.
Thou art a cobbler, art thou?
Oh, I am indeed, a surgeon to old shoes. And when they be in great danger, I recover them.
But wherefore art not in thy shop today? Why dost thou lead these men about the streets?
Oh, truly, sir, to wear out their shoes, to get myself into more work. But indeed, sir, we make a holiday to see Caesar. And we rejoice at his triumph!
Wherefore rejoice? What conquest brings he home? What tributaries follow him to Rome, to grace and captive bonds his chariot wheels? You blocks. You stones! You worse than senseless things. Oh, you hard hearts. You cruel men of Rome. Knew you not, Pompey? Many a time and oft have you climbed up walls, to battlements, and towers to windows, aye, and chimney tops, to see great Pompey pass the streets of Rome. And do you now call out to holiday? And do you now strew flowers in his way, who comes in triumph over Pompey's blood? Be gone. Run to your houses. Fall upon your knees. Pray to the gods to intermit the plague that needs must light on this ingratitude.
Here, my lord.
Stand you directly in Antonius' way when he doth run his course. Antonius!
Caesar, my lord.
Forget not in your speed, Antonius, to touch Calpurnia. For our elders say, the barren touch it in this holy chase, shake off their sterile curse.
I shall remember. When Caesar says do this, it is performed.
Set on and leave no ceremony out. Who calls?
Let every noise be still. Peace yet again.
Who is it in the press that calls on me? I hear a voice shriller than all the music. Cry, Caesar. Speak. Caesar is turned to hear.
Beware the Ides of March! Beware the Ides of March!
What man is that?
A soothsayer bids you beware the Ides of March.
Set him before me. Let me see his face.
Fellow, come from the throng. Look upon Caesar.
What sayest thou to me now? Speak once again.
Beware the Ides of March.
He is a dreamer. Let us leave him. Pass.
Will you go see the order of the course?
Not I.
I pray you do.
I am not gamesome. I do lack some of that quick spirit that is in Antony. Let me not hinder, Cassius, your desires. I'll leave you.
Brutus, I do observe you now of late. I have not from your eyes that gentleness and show of love as I was wont to have. You bear too stubborn and too strange a hand over your friend that loves you. Tell me, good Brutus, can you see your face?
No, Cassius, for the eye sees not itself, but by reflection.
I have heard where many of the best respect in Rome, except immortal Caesar, speaking of Brutus and groaning underneath this age's yoke, have wished that noble Brutus had his eyes.
Into what dangers would you lead me, Cassius, that you would have me seek into myself for that which is not in me? What means this shouting? I do fear the people choose Caesar for their king.
Aye, do you fear it?
Then must I think you would not have it so?
I would not, Cassius. Yet I love him well.
I cannot tell what you and other men think of this life. But for my single self, I had as lief not be as live to be in awe of such a thing as I myself. I was born free as Caesar, so were you. We both are fed as well, and we can both endure the winter's cold as well as he. And this man is now become a god. And Cassius is a wretched creature that must bend his body of Caesar carelessly, but not on him. He had a fever when he was in Spain. And when the fit was on him, I did note how he did shake. 'Tis true, this god did shake. His coward lips did from their color fly. Aye, and that tongue of his that bade the Romans mark him and write his speeches in their books. Alas, it cried, "Give me some drink, Titinius," as a sick girl. Gods, it doth amaze me. A man of such a feeble temper should so get the start of the majestic world and bear the palm alone.
Another general shout. I do believe that these applauses are for some new honors that are heaped on Caesar.
My man, he doth bestride the narrow world like a colossus. And we, petty men, walk under his huge legs and peep about to find ourselves dishonorable graves. Men, at some time, are masters of their fates. The fault, dear Brutus, is not in our stars, but in ourselves that we are underlings. Brutus and Caesar. What should be in that Caesar? Why should that name be sounded more than yours? Write them together. Yours is as fair a name. Sound them. It doth become the mouth as well. Weigh them, it is as heavy. Conjure with them. Brutus will start a spirit as soon as Caesar. Now, in the names of all the gods at once, upon what meat doth this our Caesar feed, that he is grown so great? Age, thou art shamed. When went there by an age, since the great flood, when they could say, till now, that talked of Rome, that her wide walls encompass but one man?
What you have said, I will consider. What you have to say, I will with patience hear, and find a time both meet to hear and answer such high things. Till then, my noble friend, chew upon this. Brutus had rather be a villager than to repute himself a son of Rome under these hard conditions, as this time is like to lay upon us.
I am glad that my weak words have struck but thus much show of fire from Brutus.
But look you, Cassius. The angry spot doth glow on Caesar's brow, and all the rest look like a chidden train. Calpurnia's cheek is pale, and Cicero looks with such ferret and such fiery eyes as we have seen him in the Capitol being crossed in conference by some senators.
Antonius,
Caesar?
let me have men about me that are fat, sleek-headed men in such a sleep o' nights. Yon Cassius has a lean and hungry look. He thinks too much. Such men are dangerous.
Casca will tell us what the matter is.
It's not dangerous. He's a noble Roman and well given.
Would he were fatter. But I fear him not. Yet if my name were liable to fear, I do not know the man I should avoid so soon as that spare Cassius. He reads much. He is a great observer, and he sees quite through the deeds of men. He loves no plays as thou dost, Antony. He hears no music. Such men as he are never at heart's ease when they behold a greater than themselves, and therefore is he very dangerous. I rather tell thee what is to be feared than what I fear, for always I am Caesar. Come on my right hand, for this ear is deaf, and tell me truly what thou thinkst of him.
Casca.
Would you speak with me?
Aye, Casca.
Tell us what has chanced today that Caesar seems so sad.
Why, there was a crown offered him. And being offered him, he put it by with the back of his hand. Thus.
What was the second noise for?
Why, for that too.
They shouted thrice. What was the last cry for?
Why, for that too.
Was the crown offered him thrice?
Aye, merry was it. And he put it by thrice. Every time. Gentler than other. And at every putting by, mine honest neighbors shouted.
Who offered him the crown?
Why, Antony.
Tell us the manner of it, gentle Casca.
I can as well be hanged as tell the manner of it. It was mere foolery, I did not mark it. I saw Mark Antony offered him a crown. Yet it was not a crown, neither. It was one of these coronets. And as I told you, he put it by once. But for all that, to my thinking, he would fain have had it. And then he offered it to him again. And he put it by again. But to my thinking, he was very loath to lay his fingers off it. And then he offered it the third time. He put it the third time by. And still, as he refused it, the rabblemen hooted and clapped their chopped hands and threw up their sweaty nightcaps and uttered such a deal of stinking breath because Caesar refused the crown that it had almost choked Caesar. For he swooned and fell down at it.
Consult, I pray you. What, did Caesar swoon?
He fell down in the marketplace and foamed at mouth and was speechless.
'Tis very like he hath the falling sickness.
Caesar hath it not. But you and I, an honest Casca, we have the falling sickness.
I know not what you mean by that. But before he fell down, when he perceived the common herd was glad he refused the crown, he offered them his throat to cut. And so he fell. And 3 or 4 wenches where I stood cried, "Alas, good soul," and forgave him with all their hearts. There's no heed to be taken of them. If Caesar had stabbed their mothers, they would have done no less.
And after that, he came thus sad away?
Aye. Did Cicero say anything?
Aye, he spoke Greek.
Huh? To what effect?
It was Greek to me. I could tell you more news, too. Morellus and Palladius, for tearing scarves off Caesar's images, are put to silence. Very well. Ah, there was more foolery yet. If I could remember it.
Will you sup with me tonight, Casca?
No, I'm promised for.
Will you dine with me tomorrow?
Aye, if I be alive and your mind whole and your dinner worth the eating.
Good. I will expect you.
Do so. Farewell. Both.
Till then, think of the world. And after this, let Caesar seat him sure, or we will shake him, or worse days endure.
Who's there?
A Roman.
Cassius. What night is this? Whoever knew the heavens meant so.
Those that have known the earth so full of faults. Now could I, Casca, name to thee a man most like this dreadful night?
A man no mightier than thyself or me in personal action. Yet prodigious grown.
And fearful as these strange eruptions are.
Is Caesar that you mean? Is it not Cassius?
Let it be who it is.
Indeed, they say the senators tomorrow mean to establish Caesar as a king. And he shall wear his crown by sea and land, in every place, save here in Italy.
I know where I will wear this dagger then. Cassius from bondage will deliver Cassius. If I know this, know all the world besides, that part of tyranny that I do bear, I can shake off at pleasure.
So can I. So every bondman in his own hand bears the power to cancel his captivity.
And why should Caesar be a tyrant then? What trash is Rome? What rubbish and what offal, when it serves for the base matter to illuminate so vile a thing as Caesar. But,
O grief, where hast thou led me? I perhaps speak this before a willing bondman.
You speak to Casca, and to such a man that is no fleering telltale. Hold. My hand. Be factious for redress of all these griefs, and I will set this foot of mine as far as who goes farthest.
There's a bargain made. Now know you, Casca, I have moved already some certain of the noblest-minded Romans to undergo with me an enterprise of honorable, dangerous consequence.
Stand close a while. Here comes one in haste.
Tis Cinna. I know him by his gait. He is a friend. Cinna? Where haste you, sir?
To find out you. Who's that? Will tell us, Simba?
No, it is Casca. One incorporate to our tents.
I'm glad. What a fearful night is this. As 2 or 3 of us have seen strange sights.
Am I not stayed for? Tell me.
Yes, you are. Oh, Cassius, if you could but win the noble Brutus to our party.
Are you content? Good sinner. Take this paper and look you lay it in the praetor's chair where Brutus may but find it. Throw this in at his window. Set this up with wax upon old Brutus' statue. All this done, repair to Pompey's porch.
Yeah. I will hie, and so bestow these papers as you bid me.
Do so. Come, Casca. You and I will yet ere day see Brutus at his house. 3 parts of him is ours already. And the man entire upon the next encounter yields him ours.